Hi guys, welcome to round 2 of the 1.15 snapshot videos. Today we got a new one that was mostly focused on bug fixing. Alright, so let's start with those bee nests. Mulching made those a lot rarer. They won't generate as frequently anymore in the corresponding biomes, so flower forest and plains biome. And additionally there's now a check if there's an air block in front of the bee nest, so that could also decrease the chance of them generating. Additionally, growing trees yourself in order to get a bee nest won't be possible anymore, since they don't generate at all if you grow a tree yourself. That also has a consequence. You won't be able to get bees in Skyblock this way unless you start with a bee nest, because growing a sapling won't be enough to get some of those. Upside is that it wouldn't break your existing automatic tree farm in a plains biome anymore, but I would actually have preferred that we could get bee nests in a renewable way. The changelog also says that bees now try to avoid water, so they don't pathfind into it anymore. But one side effect is that if bees get into water, they just accept their fate and drown. Last week when you tried this, they would immediately try to swim up and get out of the water. Now they just drown. Another change is that it's now easier to get villagers out of the bed. While previously you had to either push them out, flush them out, but now if you actually click on a bed with a sleeping villager in it, you will just get up and you can use it yourself. Now let's cover some of the bug fixes that affect your year-old behavior. You can no longer use buckets to remove end portal blocks. Also dispenser is also no longer able to do that. As you can see, you just shoot it into the end portal. But it's still possible to use the same mechanic to break the nether portal, but it doesn't work to remove the end portal blocks anymore. You can in general still remove those end portal blocks, but now you have to just use a general bedrock removing technique, so it will be a lot more complicated, but it's still doable. Yeah, it's a kind of unfortunate, because for some certain exploits or glitches, like resummoning the dragon with fewer end crystals, there was a technique that we used. Now this gets a lot more complicated. I almost forgot to mention it, end gateways also can no longer be removed with a bucket. That's also a really interesting change right there. Endermen are not able to teleport onto waterlogged blocks anymore. So I put a couple of them in water, now they search for a valid location to teleport to, in case they find one, like the normal blocks over there, the endstone, or technically also those glass blocks here, you can teleport to that, but not the waterlogged slabs. It doesn't matter if it's a top slab or a bottom slab, they can't teleport onto it. That's of course really interesting for an Enderman farm, where previously you had to do stuff like putting down double carpet, etc. Now you can just use waterlogged slabs, for example, or stairs. That's also an interesting one. If you try to shoot an arrow at an Enderman, he would either teleport, or in case it doesn't find a valid location, the arrow would just ricochet off the Enderman. Also previously they also were teleporting into water blocks in panic mode if they get shot by projectiles. That's also no longer the case. We also have good news for people that like to troll their friends. You can again put enchantments on carved pumpkins. So you could, of course, do the old classic, put a curse of binding on a carved pumpkin, and then if your friend is AFK, break his helmet with an anvil and dispense carved pumpkin onto him. Yeah. Now there's no way to get rid of this in normal survival mode. There were also some minor changes to the bees. For example, they can no longer collect pollen from the lower half of the sunflower, but it still works with the other two tall flowers. But for example, you still can get honey bottles regardless of the fill level of the beehive or bee nest. So definitely expect it to be fixed at some point, but it didn't happen in this snapshot. As you can see, you can still get infinite honey from it. We also tested the beehive again, so bees that would exit the beehive still don't raise the honey level with it. Alright, that's all for today's snapshot video. See you in the next video soon, where I'll show you the 4-way flying machine that I came up with today. Right, thanks so much for watching. Bye bye.